Hi guys, this is Sadek from Rodman.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to flash the latest AIMOS or MAOS, whatever you want to call, based on the latest Android 15 build onto your Galaxy A52s 5G. So please take a backup of all the data on your phone and let's get started. First off, get hold of the latest ROM zip file from here onto your PC and let me verify. So I've got the ROM zip file. Moving on, you now have to get hold of the latest Android SDK platform tools. So get it from this link and extract them onto your PC. You may extract them anywhere you want. In my case, I've done that in C drive, and these are the files of platform tools. Once you've done the extraction, you now have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. So let's now enable both the toggles. For that, go to the settings menu, about phone, software information, tap on build number 7 times. This will enable developer options. So go back, go to developer options and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. You might get a prompt, tap on OK. You might get one more prompt, again tap on allow, and with this, the debugging is now enabled. Let's verify the same. So go to the address bar of platform tools, type in CMD, hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside the platform tools directory. Now type in ADB devices and verify that you are getting an ID. If you're not getting any ID, then unplug and replug it from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out this USB fixes and make sure that you're getting an ID. Once you're getting this ID, your next course of action is to unlock the Bluetooth on your phone. Do note that unlocking will wipe off all the data and it will also trip the knocks. Once the knocks get tripped, there is no going back. Even if you relock the bootloader, the knock will stay tripped because it's a hardware component. So all the secure Samsung features will not work even if you relock the bootloader. So keep this point in mind. So with that said, you could also refer to my video and get the job done. In short, you have to boot your phone to the download mode after enabling OEM unlocking. From the download mode, long press the volume up key to enter the device unlock mode. Then once again press the volume up key to unlock the bootloader. Once that is done, your phone will boot to the OS. So go online and make sure to re-enable OEM unlocking should be there. It should be grey out and enabled, meaning you have bypassed the wallkeeper. So once that is done, let's now move ahead with the next step. Now you have to install the recovery file onto your phone. Again, I made a separate video on that, but still I'll show you once again how to get this job done. So the first step has been done. The second step is over here. So get hold of the recovery and the VBMeta patch file. Once you have got both the files, get hold of the Odin zip file from here and extract the Odin tool onto your PC. So let me extract the Odin. Let me show you. This is over here. And these are the following 4 files which you have got from Odin. Now you have to boot the phone to the download mode. You could either do so via the ADB command or the hardware key combination. In hardware key combination, you have to simply power off the phone, then press and hold the volume up and volume down keys. While holding both the keys, connect the phone to the PC by USB cable, and the phone will then boot to the download mode. But a much easier approach is to simply use the ADB command. For that, just type in ADB reboot download and hit enter, and your phone should now reboot into download mode in a few seconds. So let's wait for that to happen, and once it's in the download mode, you have to launch the Odin tool onto your PC. So let's wait for a few more seconds. Now launch the Odin tool, hit OK, and your phone is now shown here in the COM section in the log as well. So first off, go to the option tab, uncheck auto reboot. Now click on AP and load the recovery file. Just give me a second. This is the recovery tar file loaded here in the AP slot. In the user data slot, you have to load the VBMeta patch file, which is this for our phone. Yes, it's for our phone. Click on open. Once you have uploaded both the files, hit the start button and the file will now be flashed onto your phone. The recovery file should be flashed in a few seconds, and it's not done. Now you have to press and hold the power and the volume down keys for around 7 to 8 seconds. Then as soon as the phone is about to undergo a restart, let go of the keys and then press and hold the power and the volume up key. Let me show you what I mean. First off, press and hold the power and the volume down keys and keep on holding both the keys until the phone is about to undergo a restart. In a few more seconds, you can then let go of the keys and now press and hold the power and the volume up keys and keep on holding both the keys until the phone boots to the setup screen, which might happen in around 4 to 5 seconds. And once your phone boots up, you may then let go of both the keys. So wait for 3-4 seconds, and now you may release this key as well, and your phone should now boot to the recovery mode. If you have flashed and press the keys at the right time, your phone should now boot to the recovery. If in your case you haven't pressed the key at the right time, then your phone will boot to the stock recovery or the stock OS. In either of the case, you have to then reflash the recovery via the Odin tool. So in our case, we have flashed the recovery successfully, but now we have to also format the data to remove the data encryption from our phone. So to remove the data encryption, go to wipe, format data, type in yes, hit the orange check mark. Data encryption is now gone. And after that, you will have to also do a reboot to the system. Rebooting to the recovery will not get the job done. You have to do a reboot to system. This will take some time. I know that's quite a lengthy approach, but we don't have any other approach. Just wait for the phone to boot to the OS, and then we will have to again boot to the recovery mode, and from there we could then flash the ROM file. So let's wait for the phone to boot up. Do know that as of now the phone boot up will take up quite a lot of time because we have done a format data, so it's quite obvious. So let's wait for the phone to boot to the OS. So guys, we are now inside the OS. As of now, just started with the process. There is no need to set up the ROM because we have to again install a new ROM. So simply accept the TNC and skip the rest of the stuffs. Set up manually, and you may skip this as well. Skip this as well. Next, and it will take a few more seconds. More, accept, skip, and skip anyway, and agree to the terms and condition. Next, please wait for a few more seconds and uncheck the Smart Tutor app because we don't want to be installed. Uncheck it. Next, finish, and just re-enable the USB debugging on your phone if required. So let's see that, and then we will reboot to the recovery. So let me see if the debugging is enabled or not. The debugging is not enabled, so go to settings, about phone, software information, tap on build number 7 times, go back, go to developer options. Just give me a second. Developer options, go here, enable USB debugging once again on your phone, tap on OK, then tap on allow if you get a prompt. Allow, and now in the CMD window type in ADB reboot recovery, and your phone should now reboot to the newly flashed recovery, which in our case is the WRP recovery. And once we are inside the recovery, we can now get the job done. So first off, we will have to do a format data, which we have done already. So moving on, after that, you could now transfer the ROM zip file onto your phone and flash the ROM file as well. So let's do that, which will take a few seconds. The ROM zip file is over here. Simply copy the ROM zip file and do a transfer onto your phone. Wait for a few more seconds for the phone to boot to the recovery. For the first time, this might take us somewhat longer, so that's not a cause of concern. We should now be inside the recovery, and then your phone should be visible on the PC as well. So let's verify that, and our phone is now inside the recovery and our phone is shown here. Simply copy the ROM zip file and transfer the ROM file onto your phone. If in rare cases your phone is not shown here, it's not a cause of concern. Just you have to use this command. Let me show you. So simply transfer the ROM zip file inside the platform tools directory. Once that is done, type in ADB push file name, let's say rom.zip space /SD card, and the ROM will be transferred in the SD card. You may also use the data directory and the ROM will be transferred inside that, but it's recommended to use the SD card only. And you may, using the ADB push command, you could also do a file transfer, but for now the USB mount is working for our case without any issue. So once you have got the ROM zip file, go to install. Now choose the ROM zip file, swap to flash. The flashing will now start and will take up to around 4 to 5 minutes. So let's wait for that to happen. So guys, the flashing is now complete. Now if you want to flash any other zip files such as GApps, because the ROM is a vanilla build, the ROM does not have GApps. So if you want to flash it, then go to my guide from here and download the GApp packages. So you may get hold of any of the GApp, where Cold GApps, the basic, the Omni, the stock, or the full, which has all the GApps. And then you may also get hold of them from the Light GApps, Nick GApps, Mind the Gap. So as of now, I will advise you to go with Nick GApps. So go to their official page, scroll down from here, go to download now. Then the release section, Android 15. After that, choose a date, latest one. Then over here, all the GApps are there. Get hold of the one which is for your requirement. And once you have got the GApp package, transfer the GApps onto your phone. Then first of all, do a reboot to the recovery from here, and after that install the GApp package. Once you flash the GApps, likewise if you want to flash any other zip files such as Magic Zip or any one of your choice, then first do a reboot to recovery and then flash the zip file. Once you have flashed all the zip files, your last course of action is to do a format data. So go to wipe format data, type in yes. This is compulsory, and once the formatting is done, it's also advised to wipe a few partitions, which is the cache partition and the metadata partition. Just let me verify. Metadata and the cache partition, wipe them as well. Once that is done, finally tap on reboot system, and your phone should now reboot to the newly flashed OS. Do keep in mind that the first boot up will take up some time. that is all normal and nothing to worry about. With that said, let's wait for the boot logo to appear. The boot logo presence will show that we have flashed the ROM successfully, and the first time it might take up to around 8 to 10 or even longer seconds for the boot logo to appear. So let's wait for that to happen, and then we will have a look at the ROM features as well. So the ROM should now boot up with the boot logo in a few more seconds. Let's just wait for that to happen. And this is the boot logo of the ROM. The photo looks quite compression size, so there seems to be somewhat issue with the boot logo, but that's not a cause of concern. We are now inside the MAOS. Let's say that. Hit the start button. This is based on the Lineage OS, as you could see. Let's skip this. If you want, you may link your Wi-Fi, then link the Google account and restore all the data. What is this? Update Lineage OS recovery alongside the OS. So whenever you update the OS, you will also update the Lineage OS recovery. If you want, you may keep that as well. But we are using a custom recovery such as the Orange Fox or WRP. But it's recommended to go with the Lineage OS recovery if required. Hit the start button, and with this we are now inside the OS. Well, even the wallpaper are same as the Lineage OS, but the app icons are somewhat different. That's quite great to see. And as we talk about the third-party apps, there aren't any third-party apps, and I have flashed the vanilla bit, so there is no GApps as well. And this is the QS styles, which is somewhat different. So this is quite great to see, because we have seen the same old across all the ROMs, but this is somewhat different, and we have got the QS styles over here. Then brightness slider is also over here. Then apart from that, let's go to the settings menu, and this is the new revamp UI of the settings menu. Then this is the new back gesture and the volume panel. Let me have a look at that. So we have the old volume panel of Android 14. That's not a cause of concern. Apart from that, wallpaper and style and also. So let's first have a look at the private space. Using this, you could set up your lock all your apps over there. First, you have to set a screen lock. You must set any lock of your choice. I am using a 3x3 pattern, which is quite easy and it's not recommended. Now you may go to private space and choose a private space of your choice. You may choose the same lock screen or choose a new one. As of now, I'm using the same lock to save some time, but again, it's not recommended. But to save some time, I'm using this. And let's check out the private space as well. And tap on done, and you could now add your apps over here. And the best part is you can even hide the private space from the setting option. Hide it from here. Tap on got it, and now you could hide the app from here. To show it, just type on private space over here or access it from the settings menu. Apart from that, let's go to the system menu and let's see what's all is there. In the buttons, there's long swipe action, so you may add a action. Let's say recent apps switcher, long press it, and it's open now. Power menu, advanced restart is there or not. So whenever you face a UI issue, just lock and unlock the phone. And now let me see the power menu. Well, it's still stuck here. Let's do a restart. I don't see any other option apart from that, but the restart will take quite a lot of time. Anyways, there isn't seem to be any other option, because okay, this should work. Close the settings menu, relaunch it. For the first time, you might have some issues regarding the UI and UX. That is quite normal. Then in the power menu, we have the advanced restart is there. That's quite a handy feature for me. You could restart to the system, recovery and download. All the options are there. So apart from that, long press for torch and partial screenshot, show panel on the left, the volume panel on the left. Then we have the status bar gestures. So quick pull down, let's say from the right hand side. So it's now working along the expected lines. System icon, you must sure hide the icons from here. Clock positioning on the left is fine, show seconds, and it's now shown. AM/PM, you may also show the small AM/PM sign over there. Battery style, let's say circle, and it's now changed to circle. And also add a battery percentage next to the icon, and it's now shown. Brightness slider, and that is also required. Then we have the gestures. So these are all the same gestures that we get across all the USB ROM. Touchscreen gesture, haptic, single tap. Let's change it to open the dialer. Let me now see. Let me unlock the phone, and the dialer is open. It's quite a handy feature once again. But let me change it to AOD, because that is what I have been using for ages. And apart from that, then we have the backup system updates. You may install the update from here, or you simply flash the update from the recovery as well. It's quite optional, your choice. Then let's now have a look at the wallpaper and style, or before that let's go to the display, dark theme over here, and all the same features. You may also set a minimum refresh rate. For if you choose 120, then your phone will be on 120 Hz at all the time. This will lead to some additional battery drainage. Tap to sleep, tap to wake on the status bar. Tap to sleep is there. Tap to wake is also working along the expected lines. Advanced display. So I'm not quite sure about this feature, so let's leave it untouched only for the Lineage OS default. And once that is done, let's go back. And wallpaper and style, now comes the section over here. So in the lock screen you have just one single clock. There is no other clock style to choose from. That's quite disappointing, but still we can't do much about that. Then you may also change the theme from here, or choose any other theme from here, or from this section you may switch between the dark and light theme from here as well. For now let's go with the default theme, and you may change the wallpaper. And over here you have a couple of wallpapers. The ROM default wallpaper is also there. It's quite a basic wallpaper, but still it's there only. This looks quite nice. For now let's stick with the default wallpaper only. Then apart from that, you have the icon shape in the status bar. For the battery, Wi-Fi, torch, auto rotate, DND, Bluetooth modes, you choose the one of your choice, hit the apply button. Then you have the font style as well. Around 4 fonts are there. Then apart from that, you may go to the home screen and enable the theme icons, and they are now enabled. Likewise, you may also change the average size. By default 5x5 is there, which is sufficient for me, but you could increase it up to 6x6. Then the icons font have been checked. In the shape, you may choose the shape of your choice, and the same will be applied across both the home screen and the app drawer. Let's check mark, and as you could see, the icon shape has been changed. Apart from that, let's have a look at the home settings. Notification dot, allow home screen rotation, hide apps, use theme icon in app drawer. Let me see this feature. This has also been applied and looks quite nice. And swipe to start search, hide, and you can also hide the app from here if required. Just tap on the eye icon to hide it, and again tap on the eye icon to unhide it. But we are already having the app protection from here, so no need to use that feature. And that's just about it. A couple of widgets are also there, the basic ones. So guys, on that note, we round up this video. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section. And for the initial experience, this ROM is mostly based on the Lineage OS, but a few additional tweaks. For even this is also Lineage OS, the hidden experience, and you will play this game as well. So guys, it's all based on Lineage OS with just a few minor tweaks. For example, you get a new QS tiles over here, which is somewhat different from Lineage OS, but apart from that, all the features are the same. You get a couple of new wallpapers as well, but that's just about it. There is nothing much different, but the wallpaper is quite smooth and fast and snappy. And on that note, we round up this video. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section. And thanks a lot for watching.